Guys, it's a Tin Man. So I'll tell you what. Explain to me how sucker branches work then. Tell me that if we have a tree, a normal tree, and we have branches on that normal tree, and then some sucker branches start blooming off of the top of the branch. Say if we just left those sucker branches and we started to trim back all the regular tree. And for the next 100 years, we only allowed that tree to produce sucker branches within itself, like a sucker branch coming off of that sucker branch. If it's time to prune off any of it, you're pruning off sucker branch and you're leaving the newer generation of sucker branch to live. So you keep allowing the newer generation to live and you prune away the older generation. Eventually you work into the trunk of the tree and you actually bring the older generation of sucker system into that part of the tree. And now you got a sucker system tree. Now you tell me how that affects our environment, how that affects our air quality, anything like that. Like, that will help me immensely because, yeah, I believe these beings are probably up to no good when it comes to humans and women especially. I'm really, really concerned about that. People who think I'm just full of it, you don't understand the quality of my mother and the quality that she presented of herself and of other women. My mom wasn't a saint and she would never pretend to be a saint, but she was very successful for teaching me how to respect her as a woman, probably more so than what I had to respect her as a mother. But because you get that in there, trust me, there's no stopping on the mother part either. She got a very high level of respect. It's not to say that I always treated her perfect, and not to say that she was perfect with me either. It's not on a level of that. It's on a level of understanding each other, accepting each other, listening to each other, allowing each other to have freedom to talk and stuff like that. My mom taught me a lot of freedom in my life, and how to stand up and be strong for myself and such like that. She was a great woman. And when I talk to women, I pass many times to women, especially if it's in a bit of a group, that I do have respect for women based on that. And then the relationship continues on for that woman. If the woman ends up being a type of person that I don't value her values, then maybe I'm not going to respect her or not have anything to do with her or whatever, you know? So that's where I am with that. So my mother, and I don't know, like people, it depends on your studies. My studies have brought me to understand that I do have a feminine active side in me, that I do have a masculine active side in me. And I can control those dials to certain extents, and I can help make myself more understanding on a feminine level to some degrees, more so on a masculine level to probably heavy degrees. I feel I'm fairly masculine, so yeah. Life is good, and we're coming up with answers, and I get carried away in my talking, but bear with it. Someday I'll start taking notes and I'll do a little bit more structured, but you know what? Some people enjoy it. You know, I'm not going to be the only one who's talking about these tracking marks. Eventually people are going to come to their senses and start using that in their research. No researchers are dipping into the level that I've dipped into yet. But it's the language that we can read. It's the language that we can follow. It's a dialect of forest language that is constructed from the being interacting with the forest. And he bumps into a tree like a moose does, and he leaves his mark like he does. Different than a moose. This is kind of neat to see this out here. Piece of corn cob, because these boys really do like their corn, and they eat the corn right down to the cob. They don't leave much, if anything, behind. Peace out.